Nonsia Bobia Wobia Yamwa Jomo Aqua Bemra so Mamuni Amaudo Bison Samoa Yaboba no Sompa 93.1 FM so nyumre ye bana ye de babeso monsam de doso na poso eba enie Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia de atugya say o man ya ho kira ye wo mu no enye se bia mampani na Nadodanko Akufo ne na ban ada na chi dia ma man ne ade hye wo mu ne momomu guso o mo ye nhyehyɛ ya ahoche ne nche bia no ye befiri mu ede afi Asante Mantem so afo so de atugya say enne ye nuanom musumifo womo esala womo edie no asumdwe kese a wo musumifo ne Christopher ntam awo Ghana mema sent no ene wiase nyina ene bre eye Ghana maya enya asem ketwa yademba ko so no ko pipi amanyoko no womo abato womo to ewo mpesua wodo so yi mpanifo a abede da amanyoko no ano so na yatete se adwoso abato mpesua so contempt of court bi eye pia adwoso yebeko no na yakwa kodidi nkomo na afi yedemako 11 no nsensem no ho na no ene yatete se efi na no fiada ede badi amanfo yi a womo yi sika womo mobile money so nya asem ketwa and am so mobile money agent no eche se omo ntimi nka ensi ni people se ebia 11 e ba ye no na amanfo yi sika sa ne mum eduru weekends ya na amanfo we cash pa nti se ne bedrin se biom do kwa kwese 11 no se no na amasa de no asie abuzanfo we ni afofro pi ene akeke se ne se kase ba bia wo bia no anwumre ye ba na ye de aba besomo mede ne sign na ya abo amali bia boga abuzanfo enye brena finsam no ye nkomo ankasa emfa emamo.
This is Sompa 93.1 FM.
I was on for a shot here, the free Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na kachina and that what the atuga say one the boss Mmrantehene and Nadodanko Akufo watch my PSA Bema boa down which no may yenemu no and yes be o machichi o mani sepenin boni bia why from a boni wa VIP basum and I want to so dogo bi no abena mpese wakwa koma na dwuma manager so ya ye wo ma ani wani tua pa na yes be so ma da wo machi e de amon man no ahochira yenemu ntino and on the boss Mmrantehene and Nadodanko Akufo de yen seye ede nhyehyɛ egu akwamu a okongumesua ho nsensemu okokwaye ho nsensemu a omo ede prince ekwa kwura ho no mo se be na ho che no yenamu no ebe brase kakra ama yetimi akokoyenim Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ede sansemi tujwa brenne na yenuanom musumifo empempem akire empempem abodompem ewo Independence Square ewo nkrapumpure mantemo bompaye asetwedi amponyankrompo Allah se waju omo tata abo omo ban ama ne form akoma akwaduasa akomchina omo kire ye ene mpabo papa omo body mo my Ghana no wasomu nti ene na gese sala ne de anya asem ketwa ona Vice President eche se ye nya botire kakra bi enfamo ne boss Mmrantehene na Nadodanko Akufo ado na ho kire ye namuo ene atepo ya ye famuo no omo de nhyehye egu akwamu a enche bia no ye befiri mu ede afri.
The past 1 month has been a fulfilling period of sacrifice and devotion. And if we have witnessed the end of it, and we have gathered here and in other places across the country, it is by the sheer grace of Allah, for which we have to be gracious. Fellow Muslims, many of our loved ones fasted with us last year and were with us during the celebration of Eid together. But today, a number of them are no more with us, following their departure to the hereafter. In spite of the unexpected destructive global factors which have severely hit our economy in the past 2 years, our government has not reneged on its development commitments to the people of Ghana in the area of education, healthcare, and infrastructure development, amongst others. In education, we have continuously strengthened our flagship education policy, the free senior high school, and we have not reneged on other pro-poor interventions we introduced, such as feeding our children at a basic level and also paying for their BC and WACC examination fees. We have introduced free TVET also to enhance technical education. In health, government continues to show strong commitment towards the national health insurance scheme, and we have recruited thousands of health workers since the pandemic, contrary to the disturbing situation in the past, where health workers were left for almost 3 years without being employed. Again, in health, our hospitals for all districts, also known as Agenda 111 initiative, is also ongoing.
I was your Danny Ranuan, Seno Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bamiani attending Kanoa, na Obobo Boson, and say, yeah, one in a pine, one more a year, and it's also which a nemu ano kaka, and an Obo Bosono. No, I'm an answer, or Toasoko, and Nemutre say, any Yabano are buying any Amanyukua, or more edgino, my Ghana, which the moi, any Untimin Sam Pipi Amanyuku home. It was a Sam Renoir, a bar, and a banks in a go, Naman Penin, and another Danko for the bar. Bemwa obeso mu no enhyehyɛ a wɔyɛ ɛde sɔsɔ amanfo asenemo wɔn musika kodimo etuetu musika de ma wɔn no ɛkyɛ sɛ mampani na nadodan kwakufoɔ do ɛne ne MPP amanyoko no ɛdwene Ghana fo no akyire kwabena 19 year bɛsensen wiemu ya ɛde adasa kɔ tɔtɔtɔtɔ no electricity yɛntue bi da nsuo susu eyisu yɛ nyinaa no mampani na nadodan kwakufoɔ ne naban ɛde kyɛdu baabi kra no no anu anuane ɛde kyekya amansan ne adeade ɛnkyɛ MPP amanyoko no deɛ wɔn ɛyɛ amanyoko ni ababi a wɔn adwene Ghana for ho patitiro ene ahokyere mu.
Generally, ladies and gentlemen, we have showed that we understand and feel the plight of Ghanaians, and we have not turned our back to the people in the midst of crisis. We showed it during the banking crisis by paying almost 25 billion Ghana cedis to rescue the deposits of Ghanaians. We showed it during the COVID-19 crisis with the provision of free water and free electricity and business support interventions to households, businesses, traders, and entrepreneurs. As the government continues to demonstrate strong commitments towards meeting the needs and aspirations of Ghanaians, let me acknowledge the supporting interventions and initiatives of our faith-based organizations. I have been impressed by how both Muslim and Christian groups continue to implement government's development efforts, especially at a time when government is under so much pressure. Notably, the churches and the Ahmadiyya mission have long been known to have played leading roles in education and the provision of quality health care.
For Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bamiani attending Kanwe Mmra na Independence Square Bontenso yenuano musumi from pimpim echrim pimpim abodom pim honomo bompaya secretary amponyankrompo alase sabre ya yede yefuna to on ma kire kom abompaya sre alla no yempa bono wonsom na kom kire no susu no wonsom ma ne papa bia no a yesre ye se wontongu o my Ghana so no Mmra musa emfa emayen abusiafo ye to aso ne agusu a edemu yenuano musumi for mosala ya womo ADA ho ene nsensemu a epiepie mu ba na Ashanti Regional Minister Honorable Simon Osemensa ene wo boy yenuanu musumi for ene ye Christopher ete o memu abaso si yankoso a ne yentina wodo ene ntiasie mu ne yenke omom se yefurukrom ade na ewiase ni Ghana pa we ye Kumasi Central Mosque abonten so wabra ne yenuanu musumi for abebo dompim Kumasi bompaye asetwede amponyankrompo Allah se wo mompaye no ma konchine the former komako aduasa no awaso mu no wonsom no ntie o musufre na ne papa bi a woso togo my Ghana so no wonto ne tentem so emfa ema man ho na Ashanti Regional Minister koka yenuanu musumi for ho enu o mo bompaye Allahu akbaru asetwede amponyankrompo Allah no ye ne se wo my Ghana de wiase ni briye o wiase ni briye mpa ne nyina ye odosronko ene nkabo musronko a eda musumi for ene ye Christopher entamunti yenkoso ani yankutam ne yenhyam kina emfa oni se we wan MPP we wan DC we ebia opa banku we susu pafufuo na we pedie huo na we susu epenkruma ne ya pipa no wose yemfa ne nyina nto nchen ne yenka omom se yefrukrom ade na yentutu anamon saa na wiase ani ɛsan pa.
On that note of gratitude to Allah, I commend all Muslims for your efforts in ensuring peace during this year's Ramadan. Your commitment to peaceful coexistence with all Muslim groups and people of other religious beliefs and faith. This has largely contributed to the peaceful atmosphere that has prevailed in the region and the country as a whole. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Eid al-Fitr, as we all know, is an important religious performance observed by Muslims worldwide to mark the end of the Ramadan, the holy month of fasting, and also known as the festival of breaking fast. On this day of celebration, joint prayer and fellowship, we are reminded that Islam teaches protection of the poor and help for the helpless. Indeed, on this day, each Muslim is to remember his brother and share their joy, making it a festival of people who believe in the unity of the human race with empathy and care for the poor and underprivileged. My dear brothers and sisters, as we remember the glory and magnificence of Allah on this day, let us use this occasion to resubmit our ways to Allah and play our roles as expected of us as Muslims. This means shunning vengeance, violence, indiscipline, and other negative attitudes that affect our progress and development to enable us to enjoy Allah's blessings. Occasions like this present Muslims, and indeed all Ghanaians, the opportunity to reflect and rededicate ourselves to the ways of our Maker and the cause of nation building. Nation building requires the effort of all stakeholders, and therefore we must work together in unity and remain focused. The unity between Muslims and Christians in Ghana is an envy of many countries in the world who would have wished to have such a relationship between these religious groups. In this regard, I call for the strengthening of unity of purpose that exists between religious organizations and the government.
For Ashanti Regional Minister Honorable Simon Osemen Sani can we amra near Musumi for a Bompayo Kumase Central Mosque in Odessa Sami Etuja. Now open your way, JSA Peace Council Chairman Ewa Santimantema say Bishop Ben Nuhu Abubakar one of Sosonedia with the source Kakreni.
It is with much pleasure and delight to be part of this important annual Eid al-Fitr celebrations. As a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, one thing that is evident to me is that God is merciful, compassionate, and faithful to all humankind. The Lord Almighty is always ready to listen and grant the request of those who diligently ask and seek his presence through prayer. Eid al-Fitr is the beginning of new faith and continuation for all Muslims. On this special day, let us learn to accept all the blessings of Allah with an open heart and mind. My fervent hope and prayer is that your love, service, dedication, and sacrifice during the holy month pave way for Allah to bestow immense blessings on your lives. I will therefore urge you all to continue with the shared responsibility of supporting each other in efforts towards creating a peaceful and prosperous Ghana. In our moments of joy, peace is also needed to make a happy life. It is within us and our way of thinking. It is my hope that in spreading peace, especially as we celebrate Eid al-Fitr, we are blessed with kindness, patience, happiness, and prosperity.
Observant way and your chase Ashanti Regional Peace Council Chairman Bishop Ben Nuhu Abubakar and not yet in Kanoa on so a boy in your Muslim for Abasuye pa na Ostresa Sumgenua, Yegusu Krokromu, near Timunua, Yabonu Tota Sekaka, no, Yankromusa, not Yankuanim. Yeguso. And as well, Muslim for no masala no mudi no na Krobia San Tekotoko hine, of him so said to Tosum, you know, and so dance so tipe so da pa, and nay, what ball a year, no Muslim for Basuye, a war more. Sala wo mo edie no ho ena wo tu fo se e ba ni se bia 10 ye kasenchi anoya asem ene chese atwetwe ni hurosem a wo besrada se sa ne maniema no ya yemfa ntonchen ne koba se bia esikura no a yemfa ne se yempempi no ano yankase ye ho agudi a ya na yedie ena ebia yedi eyesa agro na mehwe ne yankwankofo na sem krobia santokotoko hene ene ye nuanom musumifo wonum afasha no mode bawie ye na eye nana sumankwa hene ekosi na nemu ewo Kumase Central Mosque eno de sansem ye tudwebo ye nuano musumifo abaso eno wo sere wo mu se yankoso na asumdwe no ayekramu no yenkramu sa ne yentena se ye frukrumu ade
obo baba so se mode mo ye franto wo ne fu aduasa a kire kom emu hira de ye mo akasa mode a e wo ga na manyina esa se nyo bia me yana sa afi bia moye the senti senshande eguso e so go Ghana force ya wori se o mania asubwi wo mu cha Ghana me hu bi the senti mo me ho bai na asubwi no nyina ho me santi go sim na santi basa ehun ni faso se wo do unu a no tuma kokora wontia so do unu a wonfa abambo ne kraman ye nyina mfa wodo ende koro ye ntra afutu a di ka de se me koma amayofo atendie kontompo itwagu enu aso obi ayai na mperforce utwa kontompo masafa ira woda bonte ehun ni mfaso de unu anya ye emfa ntoro so afebiem eni gina biara ye beto aba mesrem mama ye impress me ni free sabri enkodu bra ye beto aba no na Ghana emfa to mpefra ya ankan se ya obabi se Ghana ye nyina ye dia ye ntim fa Congo ye ntim fa Burkina Faso Ghana ye ya ye ma nyina ento wo susu jagum se jantomo a bebo tire so ye nyina ye ma o se prema so bieba na ya tra o memu ya presa Ghana besa bochiri na o presa Ghana besa bochiri na o so from dia onye busa ho se e de na maya ma Ghana e de Ghana ya ma ho anu ne ade ho se e be tueti ene ne Yakobo mi se beba abam ya so na koi bomma awurusia ekodi ne nyina ya asodwie basa bia nim aso
for way and announce man crying any attending can and on the Kusi Krobia Santa Kotoko Hina Nemo, while Brani and Yano Muslim for no Edo Mon Pai Bonnie or Makontu, the former Kuma Quedia Sane Berry, ya, no more Bompay Kumase Central Mosque, and all this effort to see me, and Mamma your phone, Ganamana, Saint Jebiani, a Quacotuaba, Contomponi, Nabrabasamua, rules away Catunia so, when himself send me a walking and a crepa, and so not the counting Tringasam Ketua, and an announcement crying. Na otu for no na wamana so anu akire wa ye ne se wobesre pa se pragia eni abobo ya no asese ye twie no wobesre se yenuanu musumifo mpanimfo no ntena se na omne mpanimfo mo se mra no aposifo mram MTTU fo mram mra se odwafo no susu mram na se pragia ne be makwa mankoda na twi a yen hye mra papa nto ho no mo nkotwo mo pragia se ya makwa susu mo wonu ntwi a ye mo entro mo ba bi se da bia ena pragia foi chese kwan a ye de omo nam so aso mo twi asade no mo twi ne mra tachie asem mra mo ho kwan chese akwakwa prekese ne zuguma won se da hu ba bia ko bia se ye tie for pa twedi amponya nkrompon basi ya damoa wa hata mununkum achira mo beka hye ne so a be mre kakra nie ana pragiafo bebra pem ekobo dompem o manhia we kra de na nasuma nkwa hine na himfie ana mo koguye so mo besre no ada kwane a asantemantema posifo do mo fa so no entwaye na ewiase se wankasa otiri ho a yeyiwo ibone ana se wankasa na mo a ubon se wose odi akobo dompem si ya kabo na adwira gufom ento mo besre na nasuma nkwa hine se ne yakono de mu oram ntebe ya womram no wankasa ncha asantemantema posifo no tituru ne mttu fo no ene agese won se prage ba ka na so wi ko no be mana ko ade wanya prage a woche no chese wo mo titi won mu saa ene nam so amene musumi fo da soro nko mu die nana suma nkwa hene sre se yentena se ne yenhwe nsam ne bio na se yebe makwan ama nkwada na twi o mo prage a ene o mabobo ya no a ye makwan no mo enkochi won ma de abuzafo ne yehwe ne mo se ye nana suma nkwa hene ne nsam a wode atudwa ene dai wo Kumasi Central Mosque efa pragea ne nsensam ho no ye benya bi de amamo nenka ye ne mo de ho nkomo yenkwanim kakrai na yenko ensem foforo eso yenko ensem foforo so azafo yenko amano so ne ani oru akwabra senkyire akwakodi nkomo wono titire ni abedi yekire wodi ka de mo so no kokoko MPP amanyuku no ewo asantemantema sei yenkodi nkomo mama ni twa MPP amanyuku ni yenhyehye ya no mo eto aba wo mpesua wodo so mo yi mpanimfo betutu amanyuku na no sebe na amanyuku no bejane na so na konkunimdie kwan so 2024 elections no ye bobo ho ne yakwa akoto ne yentete ye kyerese enya mpesua ni nyina eno mutimi eto aba wo so ebiatia kam mpesua be ne ye ka ho asemi ye ne kwabran senchen kodi ho nkomo kwabran ateme nka nwumre ye mo adwo emo akwa baba Sompa FM su Kumasi
meje muso bro
agiri sempo ne ye
meje mpo mi ye papa ye beda masine Sompa mode so asanteman ene MPP maya wo asanteman temo nyina
ye da se na kwabran ebeka ne se mo abato a mato no asantemantema say constituencies no akoye ubetima ka say akoye so far so good
yo medical chair with for no watch for Facebook nyina de na meka chair say akoye papa ye nipa beye over beye 2 to 3 million wadwuma ne ye enti sitini sa no ma we nyina fi shasiri nyina be do this time na waso hu se yabomode akoyi na ade de se woye ansa na be hu se akoyi no se gi se wuti se nipa mu bi si apene ni ade no hu se bia hihye ne se de wode tuye na akoyi enti o se wo san wachi ebede so be ya ye start police station no forms no we menya forms menya bi say you do letter area coordinators na teacher no pam no uko internet uko obeyibi on say you do electoral area coordinators no be anyone otimi say wenya forms ye ba constituency obi aso anka say wenya forms enti migidi say ye nimu an ye kwa no
na ya tete se miamia bi wo ho no mo a munya ento aba no ade ntina munya ento aba wo ho
ebinum wo a na mentino wase bi ewo ho enti menim se perso ba komienu bi pe ekudi court ye court nyina no ye bogui enra na Obuasi West ewo court bogui ma no ma beto o ma ba menim se mampon so ewo court menim se ye den ya na ochekwa wiye ebesi gina ni ato yaba ana atuma kwa ngoma so eno so besi gina enim etina chiri ai na ato aba ni nyina ma na firi ho
kwabno bi susu beka ne se mo ka se bia Obuasi atuma kwa ngoma ene mamponom na court wo mu a se ne enim se adwososo no court asem bi wo no mo eso mo kokoto ya na
Gabi, she say, agoni edie no, party no mra ewo ho. Esa wo hihye. Court to say, mra no say, ufi se bibia tuchima na anya wuda. Ya wasa we ye say, wo apili o petition constituency executive no for 21 days. 21 days no one here. no one sign application region no one to here no one application national a 2 year way no one here then you can resort to court that is here.
Enti kwabena say o sesi a ya te say motebe 47 constituencies ya ebi akam eyin ne he na say akamu a mo we no mo say mo batu afri ho
mini list no but a feature on a category of making the list number.
Okay, enti yate se Asante Mampon ka ho, yate se Fomena ka ho, yate se Obuase West na Atwema kwa ngoma enokre sa.
Enokre. Mene udin ko me maka say Obuase West tonra.
Na Fomena de so e.
Ni buso ye hye no ma convention ti. Ibi e wo se ya do.
Atwema kwa ngoma ne Asante Mampon so e.
And I make sure by the close of the week we need to am the field.
Okay. Na kwabre ade ba akoso so mo elections mi yehu ye pa ye. Obon se say MP won the camp, DC won the camp, former MP won the camp. Ya, mo de koto sa bei. Mu ye ye ade na mo ye pa se be na nkabo mu beba. Na afane afano a camp sem no motimi aka o mabomu.
Yo, me ne wo ka say ye kotro ni mu a Lucifer won the camp, Jesus Christ also won the camp reboa. Muhammad is won the camp reboa. And so at the end of the day, you know, you have to Tigana. And they are some Jeraba.
Eti muja ne tra sa asumdwe no ade no hobeba.
And I make sure say do asumdwe what asumdwe my baba or say bano baba. Say who 47 constituencies. Na so bia wetinya to abani nyina manatinya ka be 2 bia na 3 bia. Now so who say asumdwe wo.
Yo, ora kwabena senche ye beda wase pa ne enkoma woni ye aboyi. Abuzanfo ora kwabena senche eye first vice chairman the man pipi amanyuku no Asante Mantama say enti wonuma bato a womote no mpesa wodo so ye mpedemfo a ebede da amanyuku na no ama amanyuku na nya na mompope bi agina so akonkunim 2024 elections ni mo enana ye ne kwakodi hu nkomo no ye de ye keka ne masi ani no oba Asante Mantama say a Ashanti region ewo 47 constituencies ewo 47 constituencies na emu 43 and omatimi atoaba ewo so a omo eyeye mpanimfo a dada no ne yetete anwumre kra se odo ani che adweso abatom pasua so a yese contempt of court bi eye pia adweso abatom pasua so adaya nipa 200 no a omo etabiri abato no a omo to no polling station no e de court no omo hwe ni mu se kina ene nka court betena sem no so na kina no kra ma ye no na no kwasi ada ne memene da so omo akwakosi akwakoto aba akwakoyi omo a ombeda eye amanyukuna no constituency ho no mo ene nam so ema ye tete se contempt bi epia jeso abatom pesia so a egusu a ede ani coach wi se unity asante mo edi akire abuzanfo ne befrato bia no yemfa enkame mu nti wei eye NPP amanyuku no omo elections omo ye ede ye mpanimfo a ebede da amanyuku na no ene ye koya yakwa akodi mu nkomo kakra no yento aso na yankwa anim yekwa ma no so ne eye Dr. eye Abdul Jalula akwakodi enkomo ye tene senra ena mampani dada John Dramani Mahama gonja de sekonkro de jatanguma so pro soro we de ekwa kasaye efo my Ghana yesikasem ene ye gina bia ye wom sesei en wo kire se o man ye bibie ne hono mu a ekoye mampani abede eche Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bamia economic management team modano no sesei krade ye hunu bia wafa ena degita nsem nko a en wodi wure mu a yense den hu ba bi ekwa kosie bia eno akire Ilevi ya mama ye kwadon konfrene se ile di eba ye mampani John Dramani mama eno ne nsema okan ye wo kire se so don for ya dom na Ghana for ye to aba ma ne se ye kredi mu a 2024 wo ba pe ene ne obeyi e de afi ho no mu a kwasi broni beka ne se oberi pili e de afi ho no mu anye se bia ye kwakutua Ilevi bia na man for ye ne se we sansem wo ya mampani da John Dramani mama e ka no enye amanyosam no a a da bia omode oman Ghana yensam ye no na papa yi wo ye bie no ana yenko ama no so e ne ne doc eye Jelula nkodi nkoma papa yi obi a wabede ye power amanyosem wo okọ University of Ghana Legon a wasaso kire amanyosem ho ye ne nkodi nkoma ne nkobisa ne se ono susu ne nsusu ne se doc majo Sompa FM so ne wo kuma se ma akwa ba
yo mini amejo so na mo hote sen
Erade adom ye ho ye pa na so e
yami adom me hu ye pa
ye de Erade ase doc enkomo a ye die Ghana fo bi fi se enra ensema mampani da John Dramani mama koka ye no omunu se ase ya ye politics no a Ghana ye bibia ye de ye no a eno mosa ehunu bieu wo yo bi a wabene wa amanyosem o kira amanyosem sa na osusu hu no eno ansema papa ne ka ye no
yo mini amidase me fa wa video so na me tia wa tiefo nyina na menye correction kakra pacho edinu ede Abdul Jalilu Ateku yo
okay medase
enukre Mr. Enra Omampenyi former president John Dramani Mahama holdi engage Ghanaians about Nemana Ekoso Omaimu. I think say a good thing now. Every responsible opposition, no, I was say omo Emma Yehu omo Adjin Chire Efa near Ekoso Omainumu. And it's a former president engage Ghanaians. I think a new coin no. And near mechanism a set Yefamu Aba and Nema Okaka so we share I actually dealt with a number of issues. There's Semu on mine near Ekosuni. I think that it's not idea ubia enim. I think the president himself, Nana Akufo-Addo, admitted said we are in the hardships are Ekoso as on mine. So and various other organizations and so living standards very high. Amantinia or Mampenyin Dada Yondamane so Ebeka no. It is to reiterate the point say Ghanaians if in MMU I was say Abino Ebina Nipa na or to ye and share near area Ghana for your home toy kakra. And as opposition party and also be a while leading or minor that be also actually said there former President John Dramani Mahama or you be a over contest NDC Prime Minister and for some of us we know say no matter what the situation is on one and probability because if elections conducted elections that were NDC say on one will be winning so and as so he's also trying to look at the situation because share okay 11 wants him the 11 and so from the time in our budget almost presenting in the we have seen the NDC's position say almost 11 the current the way now it's in the omoni abino enya juma NG near abino I mean omun fencing omoni abino enye anobako so omo disagree about 11 and you omo posture ne nema omo ye sen ko omo opposition 11 emma so abino so feel say 11 yade bebetumi edi sika edi abre oman na omo so mo tumi so two things when we say they be there are so many other ways I bet media raising funds in say bet media impunto abano say 11 so na ye dey buy no to bet me edi abebo antino these are two first contrasting yahu MPP for position omugina yahu NDC for position omugina enti say 11 chance first May no I think and also former President Mahama also as opposition leader no and also Ebeka one say I think say no kwano my fan say it's just like normal politics yes certainly we share bako asemo particularly relating to tax no there because say 1995 for honomo time on be introduce VAT NDC government na omo abamu NDC for omo abamu at that time na who position na MPP for Nanado no more ni omo oppose to the extent that me force saying VAT no amount to be implemented acquire up to somewhere around 1998 or so answer na etumi ebeye because and also at the some such eba if I say VAT no and answer na Ghana for ebeji atum ba ebeji etum no VAT no bepemde eboa oman no ye di and that kind of thing. And so share 11 no the same thing. Maybe an uncle say 1.75 or so. And end this amount to me ya ma no so edit by 1.5 even with that one and this fulfill say a idea omunji entum. So I think that part of NDC almost sign a form president can say so omoba you know okay say we repeal if I say e-levy act now or my passing. And you know but for now no yentumi hu edan na NDC no then plan on my is it they are going to scrap it and I say bia on to me if I say I be whom be and now this percentage and I say so basically at least you say NDC for position say 11 the omunji entum. So basically I think it was a good thing. I might no who position NDC for Ejina and I can say NDC for Abaimwa. This is what they are going to do. So I think that I mean, normally it is good say parties because Ghana no year what to say a duopoly. Ghana be establish a two-party system. And she say Bana say who said this is the position now NDC for Ejina. Position now MPP for so Ejina. So if at the end of everything you're going to say MPP or Modiaba, na say still who say the big parties actually be aba ya sitting money and development no. Naturally say if I say MPP for naturally say near or more cars or make me you know me. Then it means that we will not have to look for the other option to see say if I say momo se muntimi here ebia kwan be so bet media raise resources na modia
ball mine no bra okay
and you know say a good thing say yen hu omu nyina omu positions ejina if I say so it is a good thing
okay
so we shouldn't just rubbish near omu
Mmrantehene that John Dramani Mahama kan doc adia ba ko a Mmrantehene that John Dramani Mahama eka ya me pese wo begina so kakra bi na yetie no na maje u take wo ho me enko tie ni kakra mra me tie ni kakra.
Having presided over the worst economic meltdown in Ghana's recent history, the president must, as a matter of urgency and without further delay, relieve the Minister of Finance of his position. And appoint someone who is focused on national rather than self-interest and who has the requisite skill, experience, and knowledge of public financial management in his stead. The personal benefit that the current minister and his cronies derive from borrowing on our behalf through the commissions they take by their companies who serve as transaction advisors raises an unacceptable conflict of interest situation which must end immediately. It goes without saying that the economic management team, that solid team, has failed and must be reconstituted immediately.
Doc, baby, all say your finance minister Rakeno Furiata, Womwa, Yin free Hodomo, na the economic management team no, or my failure, not young forming for Frono, and also so on any agency.
You mean, I say, if I say this particular issue, many more other sister stations, go so. Nananom FM talking about a month ago plus echo 2 months ni meaning koko FM ekaye me sinipi say me from my perspective say if the finance minister nka was said omampiri eyi ni every for long time. I have said it on several several radio stations.
Not just a finance minister no wa chekra
long time wa chekra
ade why day why day I want to hear from you betime de akose no so no na amana basa
minia ye de adwuma ehya wonsa na se eduru pempe su bi na still why ye bibia na still ne maybe from the fight na time I want the 11 no omo anye consultation ama edi ntokwa eba parliament nyina from that point no kwa nka was say yes sir nka was no kwa nka was resign long time so what you say MPP, no, there are so many people that are braining. There are people that are very good. I was on to me Abua Amanaji, and said the BB Asha was want to me and Jumana. You have to be removed and replaced by any. There are so many people within the NDC on to me friends on to me Abua. So we are that's a mino, say unya ye do say baby na say o ya na say anye ya exercise sound na ye di obi foforo nso eba no so on betra. There are so many economists, there are so many finance people in the MPP. I will bet to me ejuma no. So no atena for 4 years. Atwa so by 6 years or so. Na say still nema ekwa na yentumi mfa so bo no nyina man, but you are there for a purpose. But you have to be replaced. There are so many within the A. And for almost about 2 months ago on several radio stations, finance minister I was saying, so on no resign, man penny, and these are some of the problems now. So what did the baby Emma Obia Oya Wunia? Now I attack me say, oh, sir, or no so I qualified. There are so many qualified people in MPP. There are so many people qualifying in NDC. NDC wa bemu. And say, yeah, sometimes it's very difficult. Say, obia wa unia nasa wa busnya. Say, ubeyini adi. It's difficult. That's why sometimes it is not even good to say there are certain positions because when it becomes very difficult.
And the doctor,
you can easily change the person.
It's
only long time.
It's more calling for reshuffle. No doctor, no more bayajuniana.
Oh, long time. Like I said, there should have been a reshuffle for a long time. So I don't even know why the president changed and there should be a reshuffle. And some of them must go. Okay. Some of them, to say finance minister, must go. Other people must come in.
Okay. Now the economic.
Another position.
Another ministry.
What failure? That one you don't even need to even take the person to another place. Okay. Remove the person and bring any other person. No, so omla near hunia.
Okay. Yes. Now the economic management team no am penede that John Dramani ma meche so ma fail into young constitutive for frono and also swear.
I mean it's the same thing. So what I see because your friend saying your vice president or a friend saying head of economic management team. Some of my penny, Chairman Akufo-Addo, Edin Eba Opan want to myself, the vice, we no babe the vice. I don't know a opposition leader. No, so when why are you Bank of Ghana? Why say this the track record in the time let's see the ASA. So if until by this time now and never Emma wouldn't Eba and as still those problems are still there. Then you need to look at the economic management team itself. Mean you say Mrabia say maybe a vice president and say head of economic management team. So there are so many people because MPP more. I think that the president the Nemana Ekosono I was say I'm penetrating in AC from now or share economic management team should bring people on board to come and help because both NDC MPP Obia and Ebebo. It is about the nation and yet about certain personal and as a private it's about the public interest.
Yo. Dog, and you ready Sompa Fabiani etie for Bekasi Edase pa and Chichima Odiama and Yumre.
Miss Medase.
Yo, Yame Insha Bujan for we a doctor Jelilu Atiku Abdul Atiku and then the wedding common Ochade or University of Ghana Legon a banom among your semua wabinimuye pa and na obobo so de kire no de ofi say ya chakra de dada resafo no na wo say eba and yakofa ne kakra no abuza for madwencha mode aba ya bosu kakra mfama moe we Atanga Bernard also ohwe live e wo konta say o si 11 no omraso say ye behwesu ye na ya ntutu ye wo ho na ye de develop your mind we Atanga Bernard yen ko starting free throw mpacho yen starting free throw yen starting free throw kra ma na yen fensane yen starting free throw honum if we call bosheba a misty goso zongo or say other delegates or more sunafo no fase for supporter or more a day ama a year NPP amanyu kuno ewo eho and a Evans enin tutuka oboase or say emfa ne mampeni semwa mampeni da John Dramani mama ne nsem obeboso ne obekeke nyina amanfo remfi eye ne obeye ye na ne nchi ankomo ura jekumu a wobepe constituency chairman adie ewo Fomina constituency and Honorable Chief Sosu no so epe youth organizer mum yo Chief Sosu pe organizer di pesiano sina minu aba hawa buafu ye muntu aba manwati ye bua Prince Fusha Wale mudia modeti Facebook die to na ma mede ma wo say good evening no enjoy news no pa live and clear Tano so Star Junction one so ne de no ya sabe amekuma nhifie o se ya me adwo ya menu ya mejo so pa me giri se wote ho na ada ho MC ya prako say good evening the host yo mejo so also on the watch Dr. Uzefri Akoto the best agric minister yenya no osaso ye future president of the Republic of Ghana na do danko akufado ekwa Dr. Uzefri Akoto na omode nation nan ono so ne de no amisko spelele kasoa aka hawatwa so sa o se omayedua no muslimifo nyina badika da salla pa titru ene ye muslim brothers no ne ade na hajia eye kalatana you any honorable Tariq Abdullah Bonsu wachiawu mu pa you yati and Danny Best from Asenua also sharing live was enjoy a show no Sompa News 6 p.m. Big ups to the crew. I like you. You miss me poase mate. Danny Best, miss me poase mpa. Me filu ya daw. Na say modi kakra modi aba. No ento so na yenko animo na se yatia for pa twere ampo nyankrompon ba se yadom a otam no nkum achi tuturubu nso to nso ba wia obotantim odija fa dum no nkum jire matata ehira mo beka hyere nso a na no kwase de ye twa mu ya ena 11 shase amanfo se 11 ma me akwa donko se 11 ehase ene emu nsam de bebrebe echen fried rice mu niema echa ketua bi hunwi na ehase yi ena amanfo chese o se ni amanfo bi si yisika ne ade no chese ehu and I'm so Emma some platform in some chef opens Baduka Tower Mmrantehene Omonuchi asa some ne basa no a ye fifi mu di mu ba ba mu hwemu a ekokosia sia ansana sia no pipripi ye de bebo so a ye de akwa akobo so enu ntino Mobile Money Agent Association of Ghana for no ye bo pinu mo kobisa wo mu se eye no kre se ye se na no kwasia da no a 11 ne ba ye no amanfo yi sika mo ne ade nti 11 na amasa ade no aba na omo national PRO Abrante Charles akwasi ado kire se ne wo kasa bia sika amanfo yi ni bebre no om de kwa kwose 11 a ebedene evise ye ko weekend mu a ya amanfo we cash pa wo kroma sei titiru ene sa weekend we no a ye sha ase afiada ye ne bran still ye egusu a ye di holiday ye tifie ya wan hwe amanfo de kina beso so na ebinum tese whole week ni nyina no otifie anya ne se wodi sala so fasting no anye ba kokora watere duane ho dia wadane musumini no otifie sa so ye di holiday na eno na kra kire kire se ebe dene so be wadwene so de be kwa kose 11 se de won beto omobo na every next week ikono se ne sikaye eni sikaje eni amanfo besie digwa o Mobile Money no so no afa no mbe gino mani ahwe ne ye pa no mo sensa kire ya ba mu a no ma hu se 11 na nyensunsan so ne mum weekend die omo de hye no a enye yi
we see 11 by no BBI or but as we see now, we say we don't want a National Executive Council is sharing a long holiday because bank is right from 5 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that means 5 days. We cancel for a festivity in and with the me for a festival. It's definitely no. Now here they are withdraw at the council. And then I quite say so we share little be a account social media and there will be easy and the best like that. I did a little home yanka. Now, so withdraw after the charge. Not discover 2 homes for cry and after the 11 charge. And I say, Ubers and legal from home so they are. I see as he did 100 to be threshold by the buyer. If you apart from holiday, no, I the pressure bamu agents. I think that BBI will call. But if we access it right from China bank to be I could see Friday. And no, you beat me and Macrua. That kind of say a free holiday is in a withdrawal and a quarter and I say, but for now, this situation on the ground.
Having presided over the
Awzanfonti we Mobile Money for ne yeti won monkano ora Charles akwasi ado wono ene hwani amansa din komama Mobile Money Agent Association of Ghana ene ne kudi nkoma wo cheche se de so mo ka ne se sika bebrebe no a amanfo atwe ɛde afro mu mobile money wallet so no some de kwa kwese e-levy bedene if the weekend in the yokomu sa no jjjjjjjjj manfo ji won mani omo mbekọ mo guess wo omo mo guess be ba bedi weekend no ho wo kwo obeja no kwan wo ba susu obedi di ni nyina no waboa no ho asie ne gudam ho eno ne si hu ntene nam so ama manfo atwetwe cash sa ne bia omo ka so mo de kwese e-levy enye abzafo emfa kase ne nko wie e wa manfo nkru so ne ko DR Congo abonten so na awanwasam bia si wo DR Congo ne se wo mo akura bia se efre ne se shasha na se akura no yesi ene eyi ye kan se kuafo nko a ni kua eno mo ye no okurum ho no mo ene efri yam ponten bre so teacher kwa bota bre so na me ko afia ko bi guess na me ye guess SP ene kua nko a ye o nye tukuro num kua na ubedie suku kura de o mfa nya hwe kura ne yesi na nse o mu kua na o mo ye no banch no mo bedua emo say ya bro no mu bedua emfifi say ya bode no mu de be shafo mu a che se enhim mpo na mpese aba be hane ama ekom ya pie krom ho no mo eno ne yese na no akuafo mpanimfo mo krom no mo tena se ene keka ne masie ani kwa awre wa kobusa bere wa plus ye etamse no mu ko hu se so mutimi dane nipa dwonso ene fertilizer mane ye ema yese gama baako eno no okwa kohwie ne dwonso ato egu agya wada sori anope kohwie ne dwonso ato egu no so ne body bi si na fichire ho nti okohwie egu so ohwie egu so ade achinya ye body na chese nyini sei eno mu se kai sa ade na be ya dwuma nti yese o mu nam kromo no mo eno mu kita bokiti ena o mu to amanfo dwonso nti gakuku atiye ya nka dwonso de ni na nkomo de bokiti na be hyase ho ani obeti chodo ni aso ya kogu ya bajase nega evifi kama ntiwei eye DR Congo abote so asemo apie honom no omo se eye asadwira sei susu no amanfo ntokwa wo mu kuin Russia ni Ukraine foi ama ho aye dene ntomu ko hu se nipa dwonso no ebetima ma banch ne bode abo akese no jai yesi nipa dwonso ashoto ejikomase foi Keti afọ no mo amudun so gu ade mbetugu gatenim no mesra mo ano me beje dia koma wo mu na omotimi dia dodo amamfudie na ba mo abusafo esi ya chia mo pi ene efiada bade kada sala soso ene de ma yenua no musumifo ene de be fiada sami koma ni muntemo na so bai ejese na gugwamba ejese ene sami Friday bi ye abusafo see na Tuesday see go baby it's Wednesday at was Thursday wiki dey say aye basa bi ye be go say ya dey agogo am for na Tuesday and dey holiday mo chile no mo ntieti break e chamba ko adwuma o wa chile fra no pa no abo 7 a ma say ye ne wanom no aye na fa ne aka ne si na weekend ya to aso for me dey na ya obo amalibi aboga kuko veronica jando and chinchim fidie na ema me yesam for penny aso penny kwaku asante ye boa wono ne sansem no nyina ma me ma ba bia wo bia ne timi baye ba besommo Mmrantehene no omo MCR so chinchim aki wono ne dom no so no chinchim de ma yempa ya ba bia wo bia timi ba besom for esi a chemu pi odom for ya do me kire no pa omahene ya dubo ache betena se no ma wiase nyina ache wade ache bia dwumadie so na fe kwasem yesi china kra de ukuade kwasem na fe news no ne ade ade nyina e de apupam a bi de ne sesan na ya abo amalibi aboga de mase ama monitor areshi